Hello, my little pretties. What's up? It's your mistress, the Queen of Lions here. And today, welcome back to episode 90 of Shadows and Pretties. So, today we are doing a fairy tale, which a lot of people probably have heard as a kid, like stories, and even watched, TV. Well, you could definitely say, movies and TV shows. And that is called The Free Little Pigs. Now, most of you guys probably heard about it when you were a kid. So I am going to sit there and, explain, the original fairy tale of the story. So basically what happens is three little pigs build houses of their own. One builds a house of straw, the other one builds a house of sticks, the other one builds a house of bricks, and the big bad wolf comes here and blows down the first and second little pig's house. And of course he tries to blow down the house made of bricks, but unfortunately it doesn't work, so he ends up trying to find another way to get to them, but ends up, running away, or, in most versions, most kids would know. So, and that's pretty much the happy ending, is that the good guys win at the end. But today I am going to be talking about the traditional versions of the Three Little Pigs. You might have seen them in the Disney cartoon, maybe back sometime in the 1930s, I believe it was made, or maybe it was in 1940s. Around there is the cartoon of it. So, I guess I am going to sit there and, basically talk about, well, the traditional versions. So the Three Little Pigs include in the nursery rhymes of England and London and New York, work by James Howell Phillips. And the story is arguably best known for appearing in English fairy tales by Joseph Jacobs, the same person who did Jack and the Beanstalk, which I will be talking about that eventually someday. It was first published in June 19th, 1890, and accredited to Howell as the source. The earliest published version is from the Dartmoor from Dartmoor in sometime in 1853, which has three little pixies in the place of the pigs. So before the Three Little Pigs were made, they were made into Three Little Pixies. And of course, the story begins with the title and characters being sent out in the world by their mother to seek their fortune, as that's what it originally was. So in Pixies in the place of the pigs, they decided to put at least Three Little Pigs in there because it's probably more easier. So basically, the pigs go out and they end up building their own houses. The first one made his house out of straw, and then the wolf blows it down and devours him. The original version, the wolf does eat some of the pigs, which when the first little pig's house made of straw was blown down, the wolf eats him. And the second little pig builds a house made of sticks, which the wolf also blows down and eats him enough as well. In the exchange, the wolf and the pig features just ranging verbal phrases such as little pig, let me in. No, not by the hairs of my chin. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Which most people would probably really know that those are from the Three Little Pigs once they, see this. So, and the third little pig builds a house made of bricks, which the wolf fails to blow down. Then he attempts to trick the pig into asking him out at several places, but he's outwitted by each time. So finally, the wolf decides to come down to the chimney, whereupon the pig owns the brick house and lights a pot of water in the fireplace. So the wolf ends up being killed when he falls in, and he ends up being killed in the whole concept of the Three Little Pigs. So that is actually the original story of how it happened. So basically later on, when the fairy tale became popular, they ended up having to change, certain versions of the Three Little Pigs to make it more child friendly, because the first original one is kind of, well, not child friendly right now as we speak, but definitely would have to consider, this. Now, when I looked at Shadows and Pretties, I realized I done some other fairy tales, but I have not done the Three Little Pigs, which I have looked, and I realized that I have not done the Three Little Pigs, so this is actually a good episode for it. So in the very first version, the wolf dies at the end, and the two pigs end up getting killed off by the wolf. So later on, we do see that the little pigs, are all brothers. Most times there will be, sisters but most of them are brothers. But it's hard to say about this concept for the Free Little Pigs, as it's a pretty good concept for the whole movie. Well, the whole episode. Well, the whole fairy tale itself. It has been adapted in various movies, like such as the Disney one, and many other concepts for certain cartoons. But also there are other versions of the fairy tale that had been changed over the years to make it more childhood friendly. Which of course we have the Three Little Pigs, which was made in 1933 by Disney. Now, of course, we also do have at least other versions of the fairy tale that was actually pretty messed up. Of course, we had the fairy tale Hail Feeder, which includes, well, the Billy Crystal as the artistic Larry Pig, the smart pig, and we have, certain people who plays as the wolf and pig in the, well, Shelley Duvall's fairy tale Feeder, which that was another episode of the fairy tales. Now, of course, we have some other characters such as the Three Little Pigs appear in the Disney's House of Mouse, which they do make their little appearance. And of course, the story was told in the first season and Tell Me a Story. And lots of other characters have been added in the Three Little Pigs story, such as the Big Bad Wolf and stuff. So, now I'm going to go on with the other versions of the Three Little Pigs. So, in some versions, the first and second pigs are not eaten by the wolf after he demolishes their homes, but instead runs to their brother or sister's house, who originally had to take care of the two pigs and build a brick house in a few versions. Now, of course, this was changed instead of the first and second pigs not being eaten, as because, well, they wanted to make it more childhood friendly. As in the original, the first two pigs are eaten, but not the third little pig, and the wolf ends up being killed at the end. So, after the wolf goes down the chimney, he either dies like in the original, or he even runs away and never returns to eat the three little pigs. So in the more versions, as the fairy tale got popular, they had to change instead of the wolf dies, which if the wolf does die in the original, they made it in a kid friendly way, or they end up having the wolf running away and never for eat the pigs again. Like they ended up, because most of the times you'll either see the wolf running away and they not return to eat the pigs in the modern versions like the ones we have now. In some versions, the wolf either faints after trying to blow down the brick house and all the pigs survive in either case, but of course the story uses a literary rule of three that expresses the case with the contrasting three, as the third pig's brick house turns out to be the only one that is withstand with the wolf. In various versions of the fairy tale, in like, for example, Uncle Remus, his song singing in 1881, that the story had made its appearance in Nights with Uncle Remus in 1988, well, in AD 1883, both by Joel Chandler Harris, which the pigs were replaced by the Beer Rabbit and etc. Of course, they did other fairy tales, which of course the antagonist in some versions, however, is a fox and not a wolf, and the pigs' houses were made out of mud, cabbage, or brick. But Blackie the third pig rescues his brother and sisters from the fox's den after the fox has been defeated. So that is this sometime in the other version. So over the years after the first fairy tale was made of the Three Little Pigs, they were changed to make it more kid friendly so then people will be able to like and enjoy this. So, with that being the case and that being said, there are some other for literature or books that have been adapted into books for children. One of them in a children's book was like Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig, which inverts the cast and makes a few changes, which became like instead of the Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf, there's like Three Little Wolves and the Big Bad Pig, which turns out to be a children's book, and which was certain houses and that. But of course, both the languages and illustrations of the story remained itself as the traditional versions, which of course Hearst more often than the Three Little Pig characters later on were both male and female, while others were just all males, and I think it was just popular at the time. Now, the true story of Three Little Pigs, which is a, well, 1989 parody of it, is presented by the first person narrated by the wolf, who portrays the whole entire incident as misunderstanding, as he gone to the pigs to borrow some sugar and destroy their houses with a sneezing fit. After he ate the first two pigs and not waste food, since they died in the house collapse anyway. It was caught by the third pig's house and continually insulting him. So the fairy tale of the three little pigs has been different for a long time. Like, there are some different fairy tales that they ended up having to change. So, of course, it's been written in books, and a lot of kids really do enjoy the books, and they really find the books to be amazing and well done. As the books have been made, The Three Little Pigs was a pretty good success as for what the story was. Making kids entertain and making kids want to read the book. You could actually find these books, like if you want to find the very first and the original version of it, you would have to look at libraries to find them, or even look online to find them. As over time, the Three Little Pigs became a kids' fairy tale that they ended up having to change certain things to make it more child friendly, and making sure that no one's childhood is ruined. Now, to be completely honest, when I first heard of this fairy tale back when I was younger, I really liked it and enjoyed the fairy tale a lot. Now, if you guys were not really sure, they also made their appearance in the Shrek movie, which they do make their appearance there. They made their appearance in some other films and movies, but I definitely have to say that the books have been sold all over the place, which they have been sold at bookstores, and they even been at libraries where people could borrow the books, and it was a popular fairy tale, as a lot of people really liked it. Now, in an episode of The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh actually tells a story about the three little piglets, but in a Winnie the Pooh sort of way, which is, of course, it's been changed up a little bit, like in the fairy tale. It kind of does follow the fairy tale, but not exactly. So there are some things that, well, Disney can really do. Now, when it came to Disney adapting the Three Little Pigs, Disney did a really good job at animating the characters, making them really, really amazing and really, really neat. So, when I first saw, this fairy tale at a bookstore, I got it when I was a kid, and I played it. Well, not played it, but there was like puppets where you could play with them, and of course they have been turned into many adaptations by having, the story changed, because either they wanted to make child friendly, which is understandable, and even making sure that they're nice and kid friendly enough that people will be able to enjoy. So I guess that's probably it for, well, the Three Little Pigs. Now, in my opinion, I really like this fairy tale. It's a pretty good fairy tale for what it is. I really do find the fairy tale to be amazing, well done, and absolutely really well made in detail. I really find it to be rather enjoyable for what they are. I really do like how the concept of them all went out. It's pretty well made. Really do find it to be amazing. And I really do like how the fairy tales have gone from, dark and messed up to, child friendly in this sort of way. Which I really do glad that they actually did that over time. So I'm sure most of you guys probably have remembered, well, looking at them when you were younger. So if you happen to, well, be a fan of these when you were younger, I am going to sit there and say that they're pretty good and well made when it came to this fairy tale. So anyways, with that being the case, that being said, what did you guys think about this fairy tale, The Three Little Pigs? Did you all enjoy them? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make them the story a lot better. Feel free to leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you happen to be brand new here on this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload, so then you guys will not miss an upload. And as always, I'll see you all later. Bye bye.